this is Roger Green, host of the Surfing the NASH Tsunami podcast. This weekend, we are offering 5 conversations from episode 16, our preview of hashtag NASH Day, or International NASH Day 2023, and a discussion of why this year this event is so important. Plus, from the vault, a review episode from a previous International NASH Day coverage. This conversation begins with my comment that the year is critically important for fatty liver disease and therefore presages a critically important International NASH Day, or as GLI likes to say, hashtag NASH Day. At that point, I asked Donna Cryer to tell us about what makes this day so special and how GLI will be handling it, and the rest of the conversation is her answer. You'll want to listen. It's pretty exciting stuff. Here at Surfing the NASH Tsunami, International NASH Day has always had a large place in our hearts and a big spot on our calendar. We met Donna there for the first time in 2020. She joined us as a co-host for a while, and we have enjoyed participating in this event and seeing it grow and flourish over time. 2023 will be no different. So sit back, listen, enjoy, learn, and when you're done, join the conversation on our LinkedIn discussion group. We scheduled this episode because I speak frequently with Donna and actually more frequently these days with Jeff McIntyre. But the idea being that this is a really important year for NASH. And that makes this a really important year for International NASH Day. Normally, we preview this episode closer to the day when we simply try to get people to listen to our podcast or to listen to the event. But we're doing this earlier because we'd like to help motivate organizations that listen to this podcast to think about how they can be part of this day, which starts with why it's so important this year. So we have Pam from Terns, which is a company that's worked with GLI over time. And we have Donna, obviously, who founded GLI.
Donna Cryer.
Since you shouted out to me over the podcast, was that to test to see if I was listening, if I was a devoted listener? I am. And so when you made reference in previous podcasts, I hope Donna Cryer hears this. I heard it. I answered the call. So I'm here today, even on my day off. So you got me. On
your back hollow week, huh? Okay. This actually started with a conversation you and I had about why 2023 is such a big deal. So why don't you take a few minutes and walk through some of the things that you folks have identified that you think are so pivotal in the year?
Sure. I think that over the course of doing International NASH Day, or hashtag NASH Day, as my team likes to call it, to make sure that we are relevant across social media, I think that the exciting part is that it's really owned by the community. That was my ask from the initial founders of this, that for it to grow in the way that it would need to grow to really match the prevalence and the seriousness and the urgency of this challenge of fatty liver disease and NASH, that we would need all hands on deck. We would need every patient advocacy organization, every medical society, every industry partner, all on the same footing, all able to come together and to express support of what we are doing across the entire field of NASH and how GLI has convened it. It's really less about the template or the form or even the theme that we put out, and I'll share that shortly, but it's really about facilitating and catalyzing every community to be able to find what fatty liver disease and NASH means to them. And so over the course of the past, 6 years, we have seen communities really embrace this, whether that means bicycle races in India, or if it means town hall meetings with outreach to women's groups in Cameroon, Africa, or whether it means educational events with screenings at academic medical centers in the U.S. And of course, we love all the groups of nurses and doctors and physician practices who wear the yellow and green. The one time I allow people to not wear burgundy, but either yellow and green, or hopefully this year, the official NASH Day t-shirts that we do have available, and just pose. I think that it cannot be underestimated, the solidarity, the motivation, that solidarity that post each event, each activity gives to patients with fatty liver disease and NASH who have felt so isolated and overlooked. And so the feedback I get every year from people, whether patients or caregivers who are living with NASH, is just really such a heartfelt appreciation for the attention. They certainly benefit from the educational content and the way that they understand we're moving the field forward a bit every year. But just the fact that for one day they feel the full light, they feel like they can step into the light, and then the attention, positive attention, is on them. It's an incredible gift that we give to patients and families, and I hope it motivates everyone in the community to see how we've grown, to see the strength that we do have. And so each year as International NASH Day becomes more inclusive and the geographic outreach spreads, it becomes more impactful for the field. And I couldn't be more proud to sort of be at the center of that and to help that to continue to scale.
So staying in the tradition of the multiple religious holidays, I'll go to the one I know best, and the Passover Seder starts with a question that goes, why is this night different from all other nights? Let me just transpose briefly and ask, what about this year makes it different than all previous years?
Well, I think this year NASH Day is in the context of an incredible series of activities. There's no such thing as a finish line in medicine, but there are certain milestones. And we are in the context of quite a few regulatory events that people are training for. I feel it every time I go to the gym. I'm training for this year, whether it is the upcoming ICER meetings or the OCA AdCom or future AdComs that may have this year for the amount of communications and educational materials to a wider variety of stakeholders that we will have to go to this year. So NASH Day, hopefully being in the center and swirl of activities that will include the approval of the first drug with an indication for NASH, takes on a special air of anticipation.
And now, back to Roger.
We hope you've enjoyed this recording. If you have any questions or comments about the content of this conversation or the entire episode, please put them in the review section of the page from which you downloaded this conversation, or send an email to questions@surfingnash.com. If you want to participate in Global Liver Institute's International NASH Day 2023, you can reach out to GLI directly or to us the same way, and we'll pass your information along. Next week, we will be celebrating Surfing the NASH Tsunami's 3rd birthday and our recent topping of 150,000 total Buzzsprout downloads. It should be a great event. We'll have interviews and old friends joining us, so you're not going to want to miss this. So till then, stay safe, surf on, and we'll see you next week for the party. Bye-bye now.